goodness. Not just goodness, but amazing goodness.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Would you like me to pour your oversized shot glass right now?
Are we recording yet?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's Tara's. Mine's almost double the size of hers. I got a more quiet coffee carafe. Nobody had complained, but I thought I'd get a more quiet one because the other one was making all that kind of crackling noise every time I would go to pour.
So I have good news. I'm almost caught up with work.
Good.
Yes.
That is good. We worked yesterday. I worked late. You worked late.
Yeah.
We were like ships in the night, just passing.
Oh, we weren't that bad. No.
I was like,
No.
"Bah." That means I'm over here. Bah.
And I'm like, what am I like?
You're a little dingy.
I was going to make the dingy sound, but I was like, I didn't want to give you that one.
Can't think it then.
Yeah.
I'll telepathically. Cheers.
Oh, you added something.
Did I?
Did you add Irish cream or something?
No. No.
Mom, is that a different batch of coffee?
Same coffee, a little less butter maybe.
Oh.
You can see it's darker.
Maybe
So
then the flavor of the coffee's coming through. So if you want Irish cream flavored coffee, contact Irvin in Colombia. Ironically, it's the Irish flavored. Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Well, I hear there was a band of Irish that settled in Colombia.
Did you?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, this morning we're sponsored by the Irish.
Are we?
Yeah, my Lucky Charms there.
No, me Lucky Charms.
Me Lucky Charms. We're not worrying about all that shite.
No. Nope.
Or as we would say in Norway, Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. That's pretty German too.
No, it isn't.
It's amazing how they sound similar at times.
That's because the Vikings conquered the Germans, so the Germans had to start talking like the Vikings.
Actually, going back to Irish, there was a lot of exchanging of the Irish peoples.
This is the John and Tara Marital Arts Podcast.
Yeah.
The history version.
history and genealogy.
Yes.
Of, emigration of peoples.
Of countries that we don't live in. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't quote us in your paper or whatever.
Whatever quote us is, don't.
Especially John.
Don't do that to
Don't
us.
quote John.
Don't quote us.
Oh, man. Can you tell I've been, like, working a lot?
Yeah. You got that dingy going on.
Well, I'm going to buy some furniture, just so you know. This is the Marital Arts Podcast, so we're going to discuss this.
So, that's how we discuss things now?
I'm presenting the topic.
You learned that from me. When I said I'm going to buy a motorcycle, you're like, I have money, I'm going to buy furniture.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember contributing a significant amount to one of those.
To my first Ducati.
Yes. You're welcome.
You did. And you don't have to say you're welcome before I say thank you, because that denotes that I have to say thank you now.
You already did.
I did.
Yeah.
I thanked you for many years. Starry's thanking you right now.
Starry is. She needs her herbs.
She's searching for a toy, or
I should know. She's hyperthyroid. She was on my lap when I was doing computer work, and then we had to get up to come and have some coffee.
Yeah. Maggie's sitting in the tree, rolling around, flipping back and forth.
Just chillaxing.
Yeah. Well, we do have a little bit more coffee-flavored coffee this morning. It does have a little creamy taste to it, like maybe there's a little bit of... I don't have any Irish cream.
Yeah, you drank it all.
Well, Dave brought over 2
They're exceptional.
Little juggy carafes, whatever they're called. They got that little old-fashioned hinge top where it's a glass top with a rubber seal, and then you lock it down. We should probably
plug that. I'm going to get one. I think it's from Cork County.
Are they our new sponsor?
Cork. They might be.
I wonder if everybody's figured out yet that we have no sponsors. We're just talking about products that we like.
Well, now they know.
This is the Parody Cast with John and Terry.
Here we go. So it's a beautiful blue jug that looks like a miniature dairy
container. It's like that dark blue glass of old days. And it's actually, 5 farms from County Cork, Ireland. Yeah. And that's why we were talking Irish.
Yeah, I think so.
Still smells like it.
So I cleaned those off, and then I gifted some herbal remedy in one.
Nice.
And so they are extra special.
Yeah, they got a little hanger on them too, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. That's the old-fashioned way of having hinges when you couldn't put a hinge on a bottle. I think it was so that if you've had the whole bottle and you want to save it, you can hang on to it really well and not drop it, because it is from the lush countryside of, and my Irish accent, is long gone, so I will not say an Irish accent. From the lush countryside of County Cork, Ireland, comes the richest dairy cream and the finest Irish whiskey. 5 Farms is crafted from single batches of fresh cream produced by 5 family-owned farms in this pastoral region, and is artfully blended with triple distilled Irish whiskey that shares the same provenance. The result is a superior Irish cream liqueur with the authentic richness of Ireland itself, and it is actually exceptional. Yeah, Dave came over and brought those, and I think we drank 1.5 while he was here. Or a little more. That was great. It's just Irish cream, just on the rocks, just so people know. You just pour it over some ice, and it becomes a really nice little creamy drink. I would like to put some in here. But there's none left. There's none left. And save the jar, get some Gooby Gone stuff. I do have some cream, and I do have some whiskey. I could make my own. It won't be the same. I already know it. It just won't be the same. And, they make really beautiful gift jars, too, if you have the time and patience to clean them off. You know what happened this morning? I was thinking about the song Walk Like an Egyptian. It was in my head. Mm-hmm. And then the Bengals, who sang that song, all of a sudden they popped up on my Facebook, and I was like, wow, what the heck? Facebook's going to the next level. Yeah, Facebook's got Neuralink. Linking it up. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot crazy. I think we are literally on the precipice of the zombie apocalypse. We're living on the edge. Yeah. Aerosmith. Also known as the precipice. Well, your little kitty wanted some attention this morning. I heard her meow-meowing. Yeah, she's kind of ripping it up. They were trotting back and forth together. I was a little bit surprised. Starry seemed a little more frisky this morning. Yeah. Yep, she's a busy bee. Sorry. Listen to this one now. See, this one's quieter. It's just a push button. And people are probably going to say, oh, I liked hearing the noise from the other carafe because then I knew what you were doing. Well, we'll see. Okay, so Facebook's reading your mind. What else happened this morning? Well, I thought about going to work earlier, but I didn't. Yep. Yeah. I got a machine running downstairs. I can hear it. It's just on. Oh, it's just on. Yeah. So when I hear it on, I'm like, I should go. But it's going to take me 15 minutes to get the part out of it that's in it. And then it's going to take me an hour and a half to make another part to put in it. Oh. So I got a small hole burn. 8 12 times 4 holes, so
48 holes. She's playing with a Kleenex on the floor. Or maybe it's a paper towel.
That's a Kleenex.
And she's going around the corner and attacking it.
Did you get it, Maggie?
Well,
and those are 20 thousandths diameter holes, so 3 times the diameter of a human hair.
So you got to put those holes in before you put in the machine, because the machine's going to more accurately cut out
Yes,
more.
I'll put in the 20 thousandths hole, and the machine is going to open the hole up to 32 thousandths.
Holy cow!
But we can't drill it, and well, we probably could drill it, but we're not. It's better to wire EDM it.
Well, sounds like our timing will work out perfectly, because around noon I want to take off and have fun together. Finally, we can have fun together.
Are you going to drag me to a furniture store?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing online design consulting with Pottery Barn. I would love you to be a sponsor. And I mix in a bunch of locally made things. I buy stuff off of Etsy, and we have heirloom pieces, so you can mix and match. I definitely believe in supporting local economy and such, but I think Pottery Barn does a nice job. Yeah. And I appreciate the design service so far has been really helpful. So, with that said, no, I'm not dragging you into a store. I will only potentially bring you in when it's time to purchase, so we can get the final okay.
When you need to lift something.
No, they have white glove service.
Oh,
so
wow.
They'll deliver it and put it in place.
So I can sit down and just watch other guys do it?
Yep.
Awesome.
You can. Yep. All paid for.
Good.
So we can have our morning coffee, we can both finish our work, and then go and frolic and play. Finally. I've been at my computer so much, so it's like finally it stopped raining, and I'm like 50 degrees. Okay, I'll take it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if it's 50 degrees now, it'll be a lot warmer later. I'll look it up.
So yes.
Looking on the weather bug. Oh, it's 42 right now.
Yeah.
It'll be 50 by noon. Yeah.
This pause. Mm-hmm. The middle one?
Yep, the lighted one. Yep.
I gotta turn this on again so we can hear.
Get some fresh air.
Kitty noises.
Yeah, she's running around.
It's amazing the sound that can come out of that little kitty when she wants to.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she, bellers.
Well, I had a dog that was small, medium-sized, was he 30 pounds, maybe? No, he was probably 25-ish, right around there.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, 30 maybe. He was only this tall. His head was there, but he was a mix between a beagle and a Rottweiler. And man, the first time he barked when he was protecting the property, we all turned and looked at him and we were like, what in the hell? It was like you didn't expect that heavy of a noise to come out of that small of a dog, but he had the bark of a Rottweiler and the brain of a beagle. So it was well, and he fought several times and he won every time. Yeah. Fought bigger dogs. He just nailed them so hard. I think they didn't expect, the bigger dog would come out barking, and if I was walking, we're out at my parents' lake cabin one day, and we were just walking down the walk, me and Justin and my parents, and this big Chesapeake comes out and just and it got too close, and he was on a leash. Dexter was the name of my dog. He was on a leash, and the dog got too close, and he nailed him and took him down, just flipped him on his side and then on his back and then had his neck, and the other dog submitted.
And a Chesapeake is not a big dog.
They're big. It was a big Chesapeake. Yeah, we've had labs my whole life too, and labs and Chesapeakes are real similar. Chesapeakes are more aggressive though. So yeah, all right. So we're gonna finish our coffee here and go have some fun. You can be dingy all day.
Okay.
What else?
What else?
What would you like to do?
I'd like to go for a really good walk, like hilly kind of
over
stuff.
Hill and Dale.
Yeah.
We have to go down to Waconia then.
Yeah, probably. Or we could go to Lowry. That's hilly and stuff.
Okay.
One of those two. And probably do some yoga when we come back.
Yeah.
Need to pick up groceries. We have Grandma's 80th birthday tomorrow. We're having a celebration.
Yeah.
Yep.
Party.
So it's a treat when we do coffee with the Rents and Grandma. So we're doing coffee first, and then we're making crab cakes.
Yeah.
Which we haven't had in forever. We were going to do king crab again, but that was on back order, not available.
Yeah.
So, but crab cakes will be a treat.
The ocean is barren.
Don't say that. That sounds horrible.
If anybody wants to connect with us and suggest a topic, because we do that, they can hit me up on Telegram. It's John Backlund on Telegram. JONBAKLUND.
Are you saying you're getting bored of me and
well, you're not
up?
popping topics here, so.
Well, I brought up an 80th birthday party is a pretty big thing.
Well,
so,
yeah, it is, but she's not here. So what am I supposed to say?
Well, I want to get her a big bouquet of flowers. She loves flowers.
That was my kitty horse. Yeah, we hear ya. You're fast, aren't you? Run it again. Show off. Come on.
I dare ya.
Go through really fast. Now she's going to sneak.
Yeah.
Because we paid attention to her. So did we talk about the third marital art yet?
So there's patience, communication, and cooperation. No, I don't think we've really emphasized that. Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to talk about regarding cooperation, John?
Well, we talked about it a few casts ago. We talked about, I was kind of just imposing it. I was saying, if somebody wants something cleaned up, they should just do it. And because I hear a lot of people talk to me about issues, like a lot of guys are like, my wife doesn't clean up the house and stuff like that. And I just say, clean it yourself, just do it. At some point, she'll either thank you or join you, and then you can kind of talk about it, and then you could talk about different days, or you could talk about, hey, I'll vacuum today, and if you do the dishes, or back and forth. You and me usually do it like, if I cook, you do the dishes, and then if you cook, you do the dishes.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were going to say there.
You're a very good cooperator. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you.
I wanted to say thank you to you.
Thank you.
But one thing that I do, I get everything rinsed right away, because I used to run a kitchen. I used to be a chef, and I used to run a kitchen. And so, not a line cook, a chef. I ran banquets. So I ran food and menus and cooked and baked and for hundreds of people. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is when you're cooking, and you don't let anything harden mm-hmm. in the pans or on plates or anything like that.
Yeah.
I started at that restaurant as a dishwasher. And dishwasher. And I just killed it. I mean, I was the best dishwasher ever. I ran on any shift and all shifts. I ran through banquets mm-hmm. while they had a restaurant and banquet halls, and I would run everything. But the biggest thing was I would have my staff would come in, and they would just, all they had to do was dump the plate in the garbage. They just dumped all the stuff that's on the plate, and then stack everything so that I could get to it fast. And then I had a big, huge wash tub, and I would fill it, and I would have them put everything except sharp knives in there. Mm-hmm. and so it would soak, and so then it could go through fast, and it would soak so well. And at that time, we were using industrial detergents, so not good for your hands.
Yeah.
But you could pull a plate out of dirty water with industrial detergents and just spray it, and it was clean. It was done.
So it was like battery acid or something?
Well, and the water was really hot, too, so normal people wouldn't be able to put their hands in it. You had to get accustomed to it.
Oh, geez.
It's just like when I was cooking and baking, I would grab pans with my bare hands after about 3 or 4 months of doing it out of 350 degree ovens with my bare hands.
This is so I'm having an imaginary situation in my mind of like it's making us sound like we're the old people. Like back in the day, you wouldn't believe, we cleaned dishes with battery acid with our bare hands.
Well, you're the one that said battery acid.
Well, I know.
I don't know.
But it's like, each generation going back, it was like worse.
I don't know what kitchen you worked in.
Well, because I was thinking in my mind, my high school job was cleaning rooms in hotel rooms. Yep. And the cleaning products were horrendous. Like, they just stank, and they're terrible. And some are so strong they actually burn your skin when you get them on there, yeah. No, like, it would burn your lungs.
Yeah, with breathing the fumes.
Yeah, and eventually I just had to be, like, not using them. So anyways, it's kind of like back in our day, and you're 12 years older than me, so oh my gosh, it was like EPA didn't even exist, wasn't even someone's dream yet.
Yeah, the EPA was the CEPA, the Caveman Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah, just take the garbage at least outside of the cave.
Yeah, back when I rode my dinosaur to work, yeah.
I knew it. I think you at least had a Flintstones car.
Yeah.
Yabba-dabba-doo.
Yeah, big boulder
Anyone
wheels.
who knows what Flintstones is.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to cleaning dishes. So this is why you're so good at always cleaning our dishes right away.
Yes.
Yep. And because when I leave them there for a day, you want to go in there and just go, I'm going to be a good team player and I'm going to wash the dishes.
I'm a cooperator.
The cooperator.
Yeah. I will remind you there's still dishes in the sink.
There is a word, though. Cooperation is not the same as... There's a word that you don't like. It starts with a C. This is not a game. I really can't think of the word. It's...
Well, we're going there.
You say you really don't like it. You probably say hate. When couples are like, well, it's just about kind of like making a deal. Like, fine, I'll... Compromise. Is that compromise? Is that the word?
I don't like compromise. What?
No, I don't think compromise is the word, but it's kind of like you think you're cooperating. I think it is compromise. I don't know what it is about it that you don't like. Yeah.
Why, when did I say that? I don't remember that.
You said it last Tuesday at 2:00. I don't know.
Wow.
It was quite a while ago, but I've heard you say it several times when you're like, couples are talking about compromise. Like, why? I think you're emphasizing that it should be more about cooperation. That compromise is someone kind of giving in, or just being like, all right, you know, instead of...
Point it out next time I say it. I don't remember that. How come I can remember riding my trike when I was 3.5 years old, but I can't remember something you are saying that I said a few weeks ago? What memory vein is that on?
You also said that you were going to take me to a day spa and
drop me off
and pick me up because I would be jello at the end.
Well, you'll be all revived so you can jog home then, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
That takes a while to recover in that way.
Oh, you'd be too relaxed, you're saying.
So I just want to remind you that you said that right after.
Was that during one of my compromises?
Yes. No, not one of your compromises, but talking about compromise.
Okay.
And you're like, honey, I'm going to over-cooperate and just be so giving. You like my ad-libbing?
You're on point this morning. That's pretty good.
Thank you. It's because I sense freedom coming for an afternoon.
You caught me slightly off guard. I'm like, what is she talking? Oh, she's making that up.
She's making up that shite.
Yeah. Are you riffing? Are you trying to riff me out of this?
Yeah.
Or up in this?
So we cooperate really well.
We corroborate. We do. We corroborate and cooperate.
Messing up my words.
And then it's a corroborate.
So you're like, wow, Tara hasn't cleaned the dishes in a day.
I guess that Irish cream in your coffee is affecting you.
Maybe it is. No, Tara, that isn't the Irish cream. It's just more coffee flavored. That's why it tastes like Irish cream.
That's right.
Oh, what else? So corroboration. So
I'll drop you.
Yeah,
off
you'll
the
take.
Spa.
I think you do. Since I try not to be like, oh my God, I've been doing this and this and this and this. Will you vacuum? Will you do this? I mean, maybe I feel like doing that, but like this happened last weekend, and I think it was last weekend, and I said, I really want to clean up in here, clean the house, so I can be a good corroborator. Will you please vacuum? Because then I can get to washing the floors sooner. And
I corroborated the evidence that the house needed to be cleaned.
Yes.
And I cooperated by vacuuming.
Yeah.
So I performed marital art number 3 very well.
Yes. And you asked when, and I said rather soon, and you got up from the couch.
Well, you know the couch, right? So the couch.
It's like
the couch has 2 different types of magnets in it. It has a man magnet.
Yep.
And it has a butt magnet.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and I'm a man and I have a butt. So there's 2 magnetic forces pulling me into the couch.
It sounds like a very powerful electromagnet.
Yes. Yeah. Thankfully, it doesn't have giant muscle magnets. Otherwise, there's no way I'd ever get out of there.
Or hunky magnets?
Right.
Oh my God, you'd be lost forever.
Sexy man magnet, I would never be able to get off of it.
Never.
You'd have to feed me on the couch. You'd have to come and help me get dressed. And I'd have to do like a sitz bath at the couch, on the couch. I'd have to...
Weird. Okay.
Right?
Maybe a sponge bath. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. You'd have to washcloth me off.
Yes.
Say that fast 10 times.
Washcloth you off. Washcloth you off. Oh, I was supposed to say me. Washcloth me off. What's up with that shite? Washcloth me off.
Say it like a request.
Washcloth me off.
Can you come and washcloth me off?
This is morning. Really, we have not been drinking.
And if you say it fast, someone won't understand
washcloth
you.
Me off.
Say it with an Irish accent.
Washcloth me off.
Come over here and washcloth me off.
I think that's a little bit like the dishwasher joke.
It does. It's sounding a little sexual.
Wow, okay.
Did you tear up on that too?
I did
too.
It's like...
Excuse me. My butter coffee's affected my throat.
So, corroboration. And so I asked
that's marital art number 3.
You got up off the couch. Yep. I know the ladies are going to be amazed.
Yes.
And guys are like, what else is going on with this corroboration that I don't know about?
I sit on the couch all the time.
No, but it was couch hour. It was like, bewitching hour. It was like...
Yeah. After 10 hours on your feet, you want to sit down. After 40 hours on your feet, you have to sit down.
After a whole life on your feet.
My feet are like, why are you still walking? How can you do that?
Yes. So you got up and vacuumed, and that was really helpful and very cooperative.
Which vacuum did I use? I used the...
I think you used
Electrolux. Oh, and then I had to clean the Dyson.
Which is really helpful too. See, that's kind of tag team and cooperation.
Yeah.
So
you mostly use the Dyson. It's the smaller one.
I use both, but
it's the V11 animal.
What I'm saying is you keep them maintained.
Yeah. Dyson
you're really enabling. Yeah, Dyson's amazing. And
Dyson is sponsoring the 3rd marital art of cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they can be sponsors.
Because they cooperate by making... Excellent. They make really good products.
Our fans also.
Well, hold on. Let's not reveal all yet.
Okay.
We can do that in a minute.
I'm cooperating.
You need patience. Marital art number 1. Tara.
After some coffee.
I know.
Really,
I know. Yep. It's a little bit. They make spectacular products that not only perform the job well, so women are happy, but they're exciting to use, and so guys want to use them. You could see the result right away. Like, they are sucking dirt like nobody's business.
That was clever.
Do you know how much you shed around this house?
No, I don't.
There's so much long hair in that Dyson.
Would you like me to cut it off?
I'm just saying.
That would be a solution.
You are shed. Maybe you should just brush it every now and then instead of just dropping it all over the place.
Yes.
Do you ever brush your hair?
Well, actually, it's not healthy to brush your hair too much. It can break off.
Oh, the vacuum chokes on it.
Well, good thing you are such a cooperative person.
Then I have to take it apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like long hair, and it works for me, so thank you. So Dyson is awesome. Should we tell the story of when we were at the Airbnb and you bought the last Dyson vacuum?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was Grody Toady.
Grody McToady.
McToady.
Yeah.
This was extreme cooperation. Mm-hmm. So John is not as... neither of us are necessarily frugal, but I'm more conservative than John. We'll talk about conservative later, the definition. But we were at an Airbnb in, where was that? Colorado? It was a ski park, but we were there in the summer, and we were going downhill mountain biking.
Yeah.
I forget what, we'll remember it.
We were at Keystone, Colorado.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And so we were staying in an Airbnb, so it was someone's condo. And we get there, and they're nice. I mean, inside...
They're ski condos. They're right at the ski hill.
Yeah, so inside
Keystone
the condo has been updated, but you can tell the building and, like, the hallways are old. And I mean, realistically, people are wearing their big boots and stuff, so, you know. Yeah. So anyways, we get in there, and when something, like, looks clean, but you kind of get this feeling like it's not really clean. And then I look in the corner. You can just see this haze in the corners. Yeah. And the bedroom.
There's about a 3/4 inch dark rib along all the walls.
Hazy.
Yeah.
Also,
the carpeting was off-colored near the wall, and usually you'd think the carpeting would be cleaner because nobody's tracking next to the wall. And so I reached down and went with my fingers and pulled up massive amount of everything, dust, hair, crap stuff.
Oh, it's grody.
And then we felt like we couldn't breathe in that room.
Yeah, you just, you're like,
we're like open windows. And I said, all right, I'm going down to the local store. It was a Target, I think. And I bought a Dyson V11 Animal.
And they're not inexpensive. What was it, like $300 or more or something? More? Yeah, see, I didn't buy it because I would have been like...
They're not cheap, but they're well worth it. And that was over 2 years ago, and ours is still functioning perfectly.
They're battery powered, so you just put it up off the ground on the charger.
They're built phenomenally.
Just terrific. Yeah. And so we did get to take it home. Fortunately, we drove, so we got to take that home. Yep. And holy cow... That was one of the things that you were showing me what was in the...
I emptied that thing 4 times.
And it was a 1-bedroom condo, 1 bath. Yeah. And I think I glanced at what you got out of the carpet, but I'm like, don't show me. I don't want to even...
By the 3rd time, it was harder to be getting... it was harder to get...
as much out of it?
Well, it wasn't. By the 3rd time, it wasn't sucking up as much, but I still vacuumed a 4th time and emptied it. Especially in the bedroom where we were going to be obviously sleeping. Yeah. And I went under stuff and I moved a few things and.
So sometimes you want to see how much you've gotten out of the floor. Sometimes it's like, just empty it, yuck.
It would have been nice to show up and have the room be clean, have the place be clean.
It made for illustrative photos for the Airbnb owner, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And back then we were nice about Airbnbs. We didn't post them online.
Now, we haven't done that.
Well,
not bad things.
Well, we posted the last one online. It said the one that was moldy.
Oh, no.
We said...
but that's not like broadly online. That was
but
in
you told
review.
Airbnb that their place was moldy, right?
Yeah, well, that's a serious health concern.
Right.
That's not just me being a biatch.
Dust mites.
Yeah, that's like, no, it could really seriously damage someone's lifelong health if their immune system and stuff was especially weak.
Right.
So, I don't do that just because I like calling people out. That was seriously for health concern.
Yeah.
So, and that wasn't broadly. I didn't like go on Facebook and Instagram like, oh my God, don't stay at this place. It was just in their public reviews, and I was polite. I just, if you're booking with this place, just make sure to ask that if they have cleaned the black mold.
Right.
So I didn't leave like a, come on, John.
Tara's scathing reviews.
Right. No, I think I even said, I really don't like leaving critical reviews like this, but it's really for it's necessary for health.
Well, and they had to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they had to know and they had to fix it. So anyway.
So that Airbnb was a good example of cooperation where I was Grody McToadying out and you were like, I'll go get a vacuum. And you even vacuumed it up. And
yes.
And you weren't like, here, look. I mean, you were at first, but once you realized I was like grossed out,
it was pretty gross.
Yeah. So you even vacuumed it, which was very good cooperation.
Powerful job, Bachman.
Yes. Careful, the sofa's going to really lock you in next time. You're so amazing.
It doesn't have an amazing magnet.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, just hunky, muscular.
Just a man magnet
and butt.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why you don't really get stuck in it.
Obviously, yes. Yeah. Now that makes sense.
Don't get me wrong. You got a butt. You got a nice butt.
Okay, nice. God, yeah. I'm glad you put the
It just has a butt magnet, not a nice butt magnet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hence your cat gets stuck there every once in a while. She has a little butt. A little fluffy butt.
It has a very small kitty magnet in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It has to be like paired with you because she only sits there if you're hanging out there. Okay, so tell me how I've been cooperative. Yes.
I'm thinking.
I didn't know it was going to be that difficult.
Well, we cooperate with everything. I mean, you told me there's gross stuff on the floor.
Yep.
And I went and got a vacuum, and then after I cleaned it up, you thanked me.
Yep.
So that's like a little bit of cooperation.
Yeah.
Now, when we get ready, like say we're going mountain biking or something, we each have our own tasks. You'll make the food, you'll get the water ready, I'll load the car. We cooperate in everything we do. If I need help with something, I can ask you and you'll do it, and vice versa. There's a lot. I mean, you make the bed in the morning,
And you don't care.
And I could be without a made bed. Yeah, I don't. You listen to. It's kind of funny because you listen to people talk nowadays, and there's this responsibility. There's a lot of military guys talking, and they had to. They talk about cleaning up your space, your bunk, doing all that, and how everything had to be perfect, and how that really teaches people. And and it's amazing to me that there's people that need to be taught that like cleaning up their room, like Jordan Peterson says, clean up your room, like that they have to have that type of thing in their life to actually organize and structure their life, because but if you look at what I've done, I build business, it's my structure, my organization is far beyond most people's even comprehension of what life could be like.
Yeah, when you're in business in particular, and you have to have stuff together.
I don't jump and run because I have a boss hollering at me. I'm a self-organizer. I'm a self-motivator. I've always been that way. Mm-hmm. My parents talk about it when I was a kid. Even before I could walk, that I very particular and about lots of things. I wish I had my parents on to tell some stories. Mm-hmm. That'd be fun. Not that anybody wants to hear about me, but I might. I'm my biggest fan. Mm-hmm. I listened to Matthew and Will the other day. Will said that. Matthew's like, "Can you tell some more stories?" And Will's like, "Absolutely." He goes, I'm my favorite topic."
I wonder if he's a Leo.
I really identified with. Oh, he is. Yeah. He totally is.
And Leos do kind of stand out.
Yeah. That was a really good talk. That's Matthew Wood and Will Winter. They just did Matthew's doing a podcast now, and he just did a story time with Will, because they go way back. Will knew Matt when he was a teenager, and just wet behind the ears. Will goes, "When I met you, you were an astrologer." Mm. He goes, "That's all you were talking about was astrology." And then they talked about homeopathics, and they kind of came up together in homeopathics, and then Matt went on to herbalism, and sounds like Will uses herbs too.
Yeah, he was a veterinarian,
naturopathic
and
veterinarian,
a true
holistic
vet.
Yeah.
You know, not just the pseudo ones that are so prevalent today.
Yeah,
and yeah,
he was saying when he quit being a vet, everybody was like, "Well, who do we go to now?" And he's like, "Nobody." Mm-hmm. They're like, "What?" He's like, "There's no other holistic vets. Mm-hmm. It's technically illegal." Yeah. So it's kind of like I was sitting with my guys the other day, and one of my guys said to the other guy, he said, "Do you know that doctors can only treat cancer with 3 things?" Mm-hmm. And the other guy was like, "What?"
Yeah, legally.
Yeah, and he goes, "They can only cut it out, radiate it, or treat it with chemotherapy." Mm-hmm. And one of my other employees was like, "You got to be kidding me! How come I didn't know that?" You know, and he was just laying it out. It was cool because mm-hmm. I've been doing that for years, and it was nice to hear somebody else do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, legally, because they're a licensed professional, they have to go by the protocols that are approved by the agencies that they work with and for.
Right.
Or are accredited by.
Approved practices.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can use our kitty, Starry, for example. A little over a year ago, she was diagnosed with hyperthyroid, which was really significant. And she had lost 1 pound in basically like 10 days. And she was already chunky, but for any cat, that's a lot of weight to lose in just like mm-hmm. under 2 weeks, especially.
Yeah.
And it was maybe 15% of her body weight. I mean, that's huge. So... And she was yowling at night, and kind of like you've heard her maybe in the background here. So the vet had recommended that basically the only treatment, this was a, quote, holistic vet. And they said, well, we don't have any treatments for this other than radiation, irradiating the thyroid, or a daily medication which counteracts the hyperthyroidism, which is, I mean... Even trying to change a cat's food, you know, I mean, trying to give a cat a pill is just crazy. I mean, they're so funny. They'll like hold it in their mouth and you'll find it later somewhere else.
They're not like dogs. They're tricky.
Yeah.
Like a dog, you just open their mouth and stuff it back in their throat.
Or put peanut butter on it.
And they swallow it automatically. But cats... Yeah. They can cough up hairballs, so they have mm-hmm. that reflex. They can pull stuff up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I took my kitty to the University of Minnesota, where they have the curriculum. They are teaching vets.
They say they have a holistic vet. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there with the professor and her students, and she's a Chinese medicine practitioner, and so she's kind of quizzing her students, you know, about her constitution.
She was very irritated that you knew as much as you knew.
And I was like, no, I guess I'm the consummate student. And so she's asking a question, and I'm like, oh, it's like this. She's like this. Wouldn't it be this?
Yeah.
And
well, you knew all the body types already. You knew all the herbs. You knew the homeopathics. You knew everything. And you basically built the program for Star, because what they were recommending was they could radiate her thyroid.
Well, at the end of that, they're like, we don't have any anything for her.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well,
okay.
you could tell them, but they wouldn't accept it now because herbs are basically free and you can buy them anywhere.
So what I
buy and free, I mean, they're very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, well, I've been taking herbalism classes with Matthew Wood for like 3 years now because I moderate every single class.
More than that, yeah.
And at that time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right. I took her to the vet because it's cats have different systems, and you don't want to inadvertently poison your cat, right? And so there's much more leeway in what you can give them, and there aren't like great books on like you can give your cat this and not that, or there is one that's 4 paws 4 directions, but she uses primarily Chinese medicine.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't translate. I use more local herbs.
We don't have Chinese cats.
No. And so I got home and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make glycerin tinctures. Apparently that's better for their systems because you don't want to get your cat all on alcohol. And although it does evaporate, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Our cats have hair.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we don't have Chinese cats. Those hairless cats are Chinese cats.
Yeah. So I got together a protocol. What would I use for a person who has hyperthyroid condition? And she calmed down immediately. Yeah. And the yowling stopped at night because that was keeping us up. It was crazy. And it's now over a year later, almost a year and a half. And, I looked up some statistics. Gosh, I'm having a hard time.
Statistics.
And apparently, because there are so many other conditions that tend to coincide with hyperthyroidism, and I do know more now in the sense like if we got new little kitties, I would start them out on different food and because it really is like for humans, diet and lifestyle that really cause these things. So there weren't like hard set statistics that if you put them on this medication, they'll prolong their life how many years? Because like she has kidney disease, and so it's like which one is it? It's like
you treated her for that too.
Well, she's getting treated for that. It's still.
It's not bad. She just urinates a little more than normal.
A lot more.
But she drinks a lot of water.
Fortunately, she drinks a lot. Right. The trouble really happens when they have kidney.
She's peeing in her box. That's the biggest thing. Yes.
The trouble really happens when they have kidney disease and they're not drinking enough water. Right. But she hears us talk about water all the time.
And then they have like uncontrolled urination. Like they're in the corner room and they can't get to their box and they have to go. Yeah. Yeah,
and it's making sure. Monitoring that there isn't infection and so anyways,
crystals and all that kind of stuff.
So we've managed pretty well to this point, I think.
Well, and she's really old.
Yeah, she's probably almost 17.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to consider. How old is the cat? I wasn't going to send her away to be irradiated where it's like a 3-day process. She has to stay overnight, make sure she's not radioactive when she comes home.
It's $3,200.
Well, and it's, we've spent good amounts of money on our animals because they're very special to us. But you do have to weigh out the costs. Not always just a literal cost, but like,
the cost to the animal too. I mean, what are you doing to them?
Totally.
They get stuck at a place for 3 days. They get poked and prodded and radiated, and they're imagining that you're not going to be around anymore. This is their life now. Yeah. And that's a horrific thought too.
And I had read online, for some people that it really saved their animals. I mean, I don't know other circumstances, maybe. But anyways, so.
Animals are people too.
Well, they
I'm just anthropomorphizing to the nth degree.
Yep. Well, they are special. So.
Oh, totally. Well, when somebody or something lives with you and interacts with you for 17 years, that's obviously you care about her, and we both care about her. Otherwise, you wouldn't have her.
Yeah. So she's been doing well. We've refine her herbs. And I think, so she's had allergies, seasonal allergies for several years. And the current combination of herbs I have her on, actually, she's been sneezing a bit, but...
It was a lot more a week ago.
So the combination I have her on stinging nettles, which is also helpful for the kidneys, and I think that has been helping
It's
her.
also nutritive.
It's nutritive, but it also is can be helpful for some for allergies.
Yeah.
So I think as a consequence, the other things I have her on are calming her system so she's not being overactive to other things that used to, because she used to break out and just be all irritated.
Yeah.
And so it's really good that that's not affecting her.
Yeah.
So it's all related.
Yeah. So as we chased around with these vets, you ended up making the whole protocol for her thyroid, for her kidneys, for everything.
Yeah, she was having extreme heat. With thyroid, hyperthyroid, you'll tend to run hot.
Yeah.
And so, I've altered it over time. She's not as hot now. So, yeah. I'd say she's doing pretty good considering all that.
So you look up Tara Bachlin's book on animal health and remedies.com.
Someday, maybe.
Someday.
Maybe we could do something with Will Winter.
Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous? Yeah, I'm sure he'd be like, wow, you're really good at this.
Well, the proof is in the pudding.
Right?
Yeah. It worked for Starry. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all I got for now. I go get my stuff done so that I can be ready to go by noon.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Have a great day, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.